Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Kathopanishad, part 1, chapter 1, part 2, or part 1, chapter 2, whichever way you look. And we are in the 20th verse. Yeah. What was it? We are looking at, we didn't do the Bhashya last time. I'm on the wrong page. What happened here? We are looking at the 20th verse. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya jantor nihito guhayam tamakratu pashyati vita shoko dhatu prasadan mahimanam atmanaha. So what did we say there? That it is subtler than the subtlest. Who? This self. It's finer than the finest, subtler than the subtlest. And at the same time, it's greater than the greatest. And this self is in the, what did it say? Atmasya jantoho nihito guhayam. And it is situated, lodged, located in the heart of every creature, jantoho. Tamakratu pashyati vita shoko. And then it says, tamakratu, tam akratu. Tam akratu, the one who is not willing anything, not desiring anything, not wishing anything, a desireless person. Again, very close word to is karta. Karta means the one who does and the one who expects a result. So same way, kratu. So he is not willing, he is not desiring, he is not wishing, not wanting anything. Tamakratu pashyati vita shoko. And in this manner, when a person has got no wish, no willing, because that willing, wishing, wanting makes the self into an object to be pursued. See? So these words are very, very potent. They are there if understood properly while listening. They hone us to our true nature. So, what is that? We said, tamakratu pashyati vita shoko. And as a result, he becomes free from being desireless. He's free from vita shoka, from all sorrow, and therefore dhatu prasadan mahimanam atmanaha, and he is able to be available, claim, be the glory of the self through the serenity of the dhatu. Here means that dhatu means all that which is limiting, Another meaning is dhatu means all the sense organs. All our gods are only are all the limiting factors, isn't it? So the eye, the left eye, the nose, the five senses, the five organs of action, the mind, the arms, the feet, everywhere there is one God present. Totality, individuality. Yeah? So it is only by their prasad that the self is. So so we don't have to willfully, we don't have to forcefully, we don't have to control all these organs, which is the practice of yoga or pranayama or forcefully dharana, dhyan, samadhi. See, initially it may, but when this has to happen, when the self has to reveal, and that will only happen where there is effortlessness, an effortless withdrawal of the senses, an effortless withdrawal of the mind, the effortless withdrawal of the objectification of the self. Because where is the objectification? It is at the sensory level, it is at the mind level, it is at the conceptual level, and you are not interested. You have worked it out through Shravanam that that is not, and therefore the desireless man, the wantless man, he becomes available to the glory of the self that he already is. And with this, we enter into the we enter into the Sambandh Bhashya. Anoho sukshmad aniyan shamakaderinuttarah. He says, Atma is sukshmad aniyan shamakaderinuttarah. Meaning that it is, there is some particular seed which is shamak seed, and it is even जैसे अपना तिल होता है, it's what you call till, I don't know. Mustard is very small. This is even smaller than that, and this, it's just a comparative that the Atma, the self, it is smaller than the smallest. Mahato mahat parimanan mahiyan mahattarah prithivyadehe, and it is greater than the greatest. It is as great as the Prithvi, just Prithvi, because that is where we live. We can't even imagine how big the earth is. But the idea is, it is greater than the greatest, greater than the whole solar system, the galaxy, the universe. It is greater than the greatest. It cannot be contained in anything. And that which is, if you have ever noticed that attachment which has been floating around, when they zoom into a flower petal, by the 10 to the power of 11, when they zoom in, they can't see anything. And when they zoom out, 10 to the power of 14, they can't see anything. It's all emptiness. You have crossed the entire 10 to the power of minus 11 and 10 to the power of 14. Within this spectrum, the universe is existing for us, or for the microscope or the telescope, whichever way. But otherwise, outside that, what is there? Zero. There is empty space at the physical level. See? And to mention that the Atma is greater than greater than that space. Is greater than that. We say there is only this universe. There are multiple universes. Then Anu Mahadva yad asti loke vastu tattena tattena eva atmana nityena atmavat sambhavati. And in this world, whatever is there which is subtle, and subtle means fine, or the great, whatever is there, uh, all that is possible only because of that Atma Tattva. Sambhavati. Sambhavati, possible. Sambhavati are existing. If that Atma is not there, the greater than the greatest, or the yes, subtler than the subtlest cannot exist. But just now you said Atma is subtler than the subtlest, greater than. Yes, it is spreading everywhere, it is in and through everywhere, it is the heart of everything. Tad atmana vinirmuktam asat sampadyate. And then it says, if anything is separated from this Atma, if anything is not graced by this Atma, or if Atma, from the other angle, if Atma is everywhere, isn't it? But if so, Atma does not release anyone because it's everywhere. But what happens? Isn't it seen that as long as the self is present, we are alive, and when the body dies, we feel the person is gone, and we cry and we lament, and we do shraddha, etc., etc. But Atma has not gone anywhere. The self has not gone anywhere. Then why this feeling that I am dying? Because our attention is not on the Atma. Our attention is on the body. Our attention is on the mind. Our attention is on the senses. And through them, we are continuously looking at the world. And what is the nature of the world? Coming and going. So we think we are also this body, and we are also going to come and go. But the truth of the matter is that here when it says tad atmana vinirmuktam asat sampadyate, that if you as a person get separated from the Atma, feel you are not the Atma, or not claim that you are the Atma, or don't realize that you are the Atma, whichever way, I am giving different words so you can choose. If you come to that disposition, then it says, where are we? Tadatmana vinirmuktam asat sampadyate. And that particular object becomes in other words, that particular object cannot exist anymore. If it is separated from the Atma Tattva, it cannot exist anymore. So either you can say the Atma is withdrawing but Atma cannot withdraw. Atma is all pervasive, it is everywhere. Then who is this? Who is forgetting the Atma? Here when it says vinirmuktam, tad atmana vinirmuktam, if separated from the Atma. So how we are separated from the Atma, even though essentially we are the Atma? This is not in the Bhashya, I am just adding value here. How do we separate from the Atma? By not being it. By choosing to say and be convinced that I am this body, that I was born, that one day I will die, that I am the father, mother, daughter, sister, that I am so many years old, that I am fat or thin or tall or pygmy. This is how we forget who we really are. So we have never, here we are in the satsang, again and again remembering the Atma. But after the satsang, Will we sit for meditation and contemplate on what we heard? Or again back to, oh, I have to go to sleep, I have to get to work tomorrow morning. See? So here he says, uh, uh, separated from the Atma, whatever has been separated from the Atma, it cannot exist anymore. Just as a car, a simple example, if it clicks, it clicks. A car cannot function if the driver is not there. It cannot move, it cannot uh, traverse the distance, it cannot start, it cannot stop. Exactly the same way. The body, the senses, the breath, the mind, the intellect, all of them, if the life principle is not there or Atma is not there, again there is a problem. Here we think that Atma is one per person. That is also wrong conclusion. If it is greater than the greatest, it is everywhere. But who do you consider yourself to be? The one who is everywhere, or you consider yourself to be the soul? And even if you consider yourself to be the soul, then why you are considering yourself to be father, mother, daughter, sister, old, young, hungry, thirsty, seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster? Why do you take these roles so serious? Take yourself to be the soul. But there is one reality behind that also, and that is the Atma. Without it, according to Vedanta, there is nothing called soul. That is only a working theory. Which is beneficial at the beginning stages of our inquiry, as long as we feel we have to do something, as long as we take ourselves to be the body, as long as we think the world is real, till then that theory works. Which theory? Karma Yoga theory. But when you come to the Upanishads, there is no place for Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is the initial preparation. But by the time you come to these type of verses, Anoraniyan, or coming to be established in the Atma as the Atma, there is no place for the doer, karma. There is no place for the karta. There is no place for the desirer, because the Atma is self-established. It is not a result of your thinking. It is not a result of your doing. It is not the result of your working out. Oh, I worked out that I am the Atma. Go take a hike. You have not reached anywhere. You are only in your head. Tadatmana vinirmuktam asat sampadyate. Tasmad, therefore, asaveva atma anoraniyan mahato mahiyan sarvanama rupa vastu upadhikatvat. So here he says, therefore, this Atma, it's subtler than the subtlest and greater than the greatest, because all the names and forms are its upadhi. All the names and forms are its upadhi, means conditionings. As if, that word don't forget, as if. So which means, what is name and form? The whole universe is name and form. The universe itself is a name and form. The galaxies are name and form. The solar system is a name and form. The sun and the 9, 7, 8, 9, whatever the planets are there, they are also name and form. Everything on this planet has a name and form. The trees, the people, the animals, the snake. How long, what is the greatest? Earth is the greatest, sun is the greatest. What is the smallest? How small can you go in your thinking? If you say only by your sensory perceptions, how fine can you see, hear, touch, feel, taste? And if you know your senses only function through a certain spectrum, they cannot go beyond that spectrum. What you hear is a minuscule compared to what a dog hears. What you see is hardly anything compared to what a chameleon sees with an octagonal eye. See? You can never see what a microscope sees. With your bare eyes, you cannot see what the telescope sees. See? But the power of seeing, the power, how do you get the power to see? Because there is Atma behind, invigorating it, making it alive, seeing alive, hearing alive. All these faculties are able to function if there is a Atma. If there is no Atma, according to our general life, where we say birth and death, then those faculties, those equipments are unable to function. Why function? They go out of existence. The body, the bones, they go back to the earth. The water in the system, it goes back to the total waters. The fire in your body goes back to the total fire. The air inside your body, it goes back to the total air. And the space that your body was occupying, it goes back to the total space. It cannot exist. That body is supported only because of the self. So here he says that if you understand this, understand that all the names and forms. Oh, but I am only here inside this body. How can I be supporting the whole universe? How can I be supporting the whole solar system? How can I be supporting the whole galaxy? Our question to you, or our suggestion to you is, don't ask how can I be. Our question should be, if Upanishad is saying that Atma, that I essentially am, is lending its support, in its presence, the faculties and the equipments function, how can I make this statement into my direct experience? How can I have sakshatkar of this? This should be our approach. You're thinking how? How means you want to do something. By doing it is not going to be available. Our paddhati is not out doing. It will come now in a few minutes, few lines. What is our paddhati? The paddhati is Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Scriptures, Upanishads, Gita, any scripture for that matter, should never be studied. It should be heard. After hearing from a teacher, from an acharya, who is well versed in the scriptures, in their delivery, in the sense, in those contemplations, is practicing it, is living it, from such, is belonging to a parampara, we learn, or parampara is good. We follow that, we listen to that. And then Mananam doesn't mean how whatever we have heard is wrong. I think he's talking from the top of his hat. I think he's just throwing long ones. That should not be our approach. Our approach should be, if Gita has said this, if Upanishad has said this, it must be true. I must, it is not my experience at the moment, but how can I, what, where am I falling short in the vision that the scriptures are presenting to me? They are talking about me. Then why am I not having that uh, aparoksha anubhuti? Why am I not having that direct experience, that direct perception? This should be our approach. This is called mananam. And when our mind becomes doubt free, then we automatically, not by force, not by pushing yourself, not by forcing or willing, making your mind single pointed forcefully, you will get a headache. That's all. When doubts have been resolved, automatic, gentle, effortless glide into contemplation, which leads to consummation. So, where are we? Ah, स च आत्मस्य जन्तोः ब्रह्मादिस्तम्भपर्यन्तस्य प्राणिजातस्य गुहायां हृदये निहित आत्मभूतः स्थित इति अर्थः. That Atma, it is located, it is where? All the way from Brahmaji, the creator. From the creator, first is such atmasya jantoho. It is the Atma of all creatures. And in that creature comes Brahmaji also. Where from all the creatures? And then it says, Brahmadi stambha paryantasya. It is the heart, it is the Atma of the larger than the largest, Brahmaji, and Stambha Parama, this pole which is in front of your house or in your garden or your fence pole. In other words, from the Atma is present, supports or is expresses through the macro as well as the micro. Therefore, so these two words are taken. Brahmadi stambha paryantasya prani jatasya guhayam. And where is it located? It is, first it was said it was located, it is supporting. Now where is it located? In the heart of every being, in the heart of every object. Prani jatasya guhayam hridaye nihita atmabhuta sthita iti artha. And it is present in the heart of everyone, every creature, meaning it is antaratma of everyone. See, wonderful. Hridaya nihitam guhayam parame vyoman sohoshnute sarvan kamaan saha. See how Atma is present in all the, here it says Jantoho, but it's comment, that's what the Shankar Bhashya says. But I will add one more thing. What is that? Even the inert objects, it is present. So what is Atma? We say it is Satchidananda Swarup, existence, consciousness and bliss. In the inert objects, the Atma is in the heart of every object as existence. This bottle is, this clip is, this laptop is, you are, this lamp is, this isness of all inert objects. the universe is, the solar system is, the galaxy is, the atom is, the quark is, the negative quark is. See, anything, anything in this universe, we only know, once we know it, it is. Even why only go there? Ignorance is, intelligence is. So everything is existing. That existence is the Atma. But where is your attention? Your attention is on the microcosmic form. Your attention is on the macrocosmic form, which you call it as Brahmaji, the creator. Your attention is on the macrocosmic form of the maintainer called Vishnu. Your attention is on the macrocosmic form of the destroyer called Shiva. And to explain that, our scriptures have got the Purusha Suktam, Om Sahasra Shirasha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vrutva Atyatishthad Dashangulam. And it goes on and on and on. But first part is what is important here. Sahasra Shirasha Purushaha. All eyes are his, all senses are his, all organs of actions are his, all mind is his, all bodies are his. Meaning, he is in the heart of everything. Just as the water is in the heart of every wave and ocean. What wave? Anoraniyan. Ocean, Mahato Mahiyan. Compared to ocean, what is the status of wave? Minuscule, worthless, zero. But just to give you the comparison. So same way here. So from inert objects, he is expressing as existence. When it comes to Jantoho, all the living things and living beings, he expresses as existence and consciousness, because all living beings are existing. There is life. The equipments are functioning. If I take this laptop or this phone, this metal is not functioning. It cannot see, hear, touch, feel, taste. It cannot go about. It cannot, until unless someone, it has got, it cannot. There is no knowledge possible there. Only whatever has been put in, that it can show back, give back. So among all Jantoho, here when it says Prani Jatasya Guhayam Hridaye Nihita Atma Bhutah Sthita. So it is situated, located, positioned in the heart, in the cave of the heart of every being and every object. In the objects as existence, in every being as existence and consciousness. What about Ananda? Sat Chit Ananda. So Chit, Sat was existence in the inert objects. Sat and Chit was in all living beings. What about Ananda now? Anand comes about only when knowledge and existence become one. Our understanding of existence is this laptop exists, this phone exists, this table exists, this body exists, this senses exist, this mind exists, I exist. But what is your definition of I? Is your definition of I exist is equal to I exist, a father, mother, daughter, sister? You have lost the plot. If your understanding I exist is equal to I was born and I will die one day, you have lost the plot. If your take on I exist is I am the body, breath, mind, intellect, you have lost the plot. If your take is I exist as waker, dreamer, sleeper, you have lost the plot of life. Oh my God, अब बचा क्या? All options we have taken, now what is left? When you come to realize that you know that you are the existence, you are the satta, sat, which was the common denominator for all the objective world, from Anoraniyan to Mahatomahiyan. Then Ananda expresses. And that window of opportunity is only available for human being. Not even gods can know it. Only death knows, Yamraj knows, Dharmaraj knows, but no, none of the other gods. But we are talking about ourselves. Because all the gods are locked into position. They have a job to met out. They cannot, Dharmaraj today, Yamraj, he cannot decide, Arey yaar, I am tired of taking care of all these who come. Chitragupta is doing a good job. Hey Indra, you take my position and I'll take your position. Let's exchange. Then we'll come back refreshed. We need variety to keep the interest going. So Indra became Indra because of his tapasya. What do you call? Our Dharmaraj became Dharmaraj because of his tapasya. The moon became moon because of his whatever practices he did. All the planets became who they are because of the practices they did. And this was clearly mentioned by Dharmaraj in the few verses before, earlier, that I wish I had the clarity that you have, O Nachiket. I wanted to be the Lord of birth and death, and I became the Lord of birth and death. I hope I had the acumen, the clarity, the only wanting to know the truth and nothing but the truth. It's how you put the question in your mind. Truth is beyond birth and death. Now, Yamraj asked, prayed to the divine, did tapasya, I want to be the master of birth and death. I'll be immortal. He got that position. He did the tapasya. He did the havans, the fire sacrifice. So he got there. Be very careful when you are contemplating what do you want in life. You want children, you want wealth, you want to be a social worker, you want to build temples, you want to sing bhajan, you want to merge in God, or you want to be the self that you always are. Realization, self-realization, liberation. We are not talking about immortality. We are talking about liberation. Liberation means thereafter there is no birth and death possible. Immortality means you go and merge into the divine idea, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. But from there, they can send you again back to earth to do their job. And that is how we find so many saints and sages. So where do you want to go? Nachiket is very clear. And therefore, these instructions are to him and through him to us. Get your act together. Don't get lost in this world. See, you can get anything you want in this world if you put your attention and energy and focus and concentration and faith and have patience. You will achieve anything you want in this world. There is no doubt about it. But that is a sure shot for rebirth. Here we are not talking about wanting anything in this world. We are wanting ourselves, reclaiming our own reality. Towards that, Dharmaraj is telling Nachiket that prani jatasya guhayam hridaye nihita atma bhuta stita iti artha. And in this way, that this Atma, it's situated in the heart of every being as the Atma. This is the consciousness which is available. Be that consciousness rather than seek that consciousness. Remember, even in the retreat, this thought came. What was that? This is a laptop. I know this is a laptop. I am not the laptop. This is a lamp. I know this is a lamp. I am not the lamp. This is a phone. I know this is a phone. I am not the phone. And for this is a book. I know this is a book. I am not the book. This is a cloth. I know this is a cloth. I am not the cloth. This is a jacket. I know this is a jacket. I am not the jacket. This is the body. I know this is the body. What should come next? I am not the body. But what comes in our mind? I am the body. Sara gadbad shuru. This is where the problem begins. You have accepted yourself not as the Atma but as the body. So can we cut our body? No. Let it go on. But be so fired up, be so much in urgency, be so cool and collected within yourself to be the Atma that you are, to be the self, to be the consciousness that you are. Who is this me who is seeing through the eyes, the five senses, who is making this hand move this way, that way, who is speaking, who is hearing at this moment? Cannot be without consciousness. That I am. A continuous, try to touch yourself. Initially, you have to try to touch. If you can be, fantastic. But our years of practice and lifetimes of practice, again a working theory, makes us, but where do I search? Is he in my knee, or is he in my head, or is he in my elbow, or in my ankle? Where is this location? Location is your heart, not the physical heart, the spiritual heart. Dharma of if you take out the water from the wave, can the wave remain as wave? No. When we say the essence of wave is water, that is its dharma. In the true sense, not from the empirical sense. Our understanding of dharma is our duty. That also we don't carry out properly. We wear janevu, but we don't carry it out. Dharma means the essence. So what is that essence? When taken out, a wave will not be a wave, water. What is that? What is the dharma of the ornament? If taken out, ornament will be not an ornament, gold. What is the dharma of the pot? If that is taken out, the pot will not be a pot, mud. What is that? If taken out from you, you will not be you as the body. At this very our relative understanding, what is that? हम यही बोलते हैं ना, आत्मा बेचारे की आत्मा चली गई, आत्मा को शांति मिले, may his soul rest in peace. Why is a person declared dead? Because there is no life there. That life principle is me, has to be discovered, has to be realized before the last breath. Otherwise, सब ठीक है, चलता है, next life is there. Get fired up with these visions. It will destroy or melt or dissolve the ego. And what will be your experience? Your experience, I am everywhere. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. That is the nature of Atma. And you are the Atma. The one who has realized this is called a Mahatma. देख लो. Such are saints and sages. And that saint or a sage is available in every person, in every living organism. Only in human beings that possibility to invoke and then merge into it as I is possible. This option is not there for cats, dogs, snakes, trees, monkeys, elephants, or whoever. Even among human beings, those who are running after women or men, not available. Those who are running after children and wife, not available. Those who are running after wealth, not available. Those who are running after past or past memories and future possibilities, not available. Those who are running after likes and dislikes, not available. Those who are running after desires, not available. Oh my God. Now I am, how will I function in this world? This question. How do I function in this world then? This is where effortlessness comes. The trust. The more we come to trust that I am, have faith that I am that infinite Atman, that Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, to that extent, your functioning in this life will be effortless. We think if I am there only, then work will be possible. You get away from there, house or business or job is perfectly going on. Yesterday, 3-4 days ago, I met someone and they are just retired. He says, Swamiji, first 6 months, it was so 2-3 months, people called me from work. How are you? How are you coping? This, that, blah, 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 blah. Now it's more than 6 months and hardly I get a call for last 2 months from anyone. The company bosses, as if I have never existed. I gave my 40 years to the company, Swamiji. 40 years. And now I am a nobody for them. But when it was, we have to reach the targets and, oh, you are the greatest, you are this, fantastic, do this. Every day they will call, 10 times a day they will call. But now, no call. He says, I was depressed. Then what do? I study a lot of scriptures. I said, don't study. Listen. But he's a Keralite. I know. Must be a communist. I have to find my own. Yes, it is true. No teacher can make you realize. No Mahatma can make you realize. Teacher is a very small word. Acharya. No Acharya can make you realize. No scripture can make you realize. No Mahatma can make you realize. But all these three can inspire you to pursue the truth that you essentially are. That's all the attempt we can do. And if someone is available, we give more time. The scriptures reveal themselves to that person. The teachers, the acharyas, people may call it is favoritism, but it is not. Among a few, someone is being available, someone is contemplating, someone is having faith, someone is surrendered to that Atma, to that Acharya, then automatically, directly proportional, the people think, the student thinks that the knowledge is coming his way. The teacher is giving the same knowledge to everyone. Some people understand more, some people understand less. Why? Availability. Lesser the distraction, more the availability. More the faith, more the availability. More the distractions, less the availability. Less the faith. Where do we have faith? We have faith in our children, we have faith in our money, we have faith in our understanding, we have faith in our body. Only a living teacher, living acharya can communicate this knowledge. Now we have just first paragraph we have completed. How much we have talked about it now? Almost 1 hour. You read this very simple translation here of the Sanskrit. You don't even have to read Sanskrit. You can read Hindi or English. But can you get this depth? Looking at each line from all different angles? Do you have the stamina to sit for 1.5 hours as we are here in this satsang? To contemplate on one line, 5 lines, without deviating from the topic, always coming back to the Atman. Try. If you can, fantastic. The job of the Dharmaraj, Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, his job is not to make Nachiketa realize. Nachiketa asked, what is that? Some people say there is life after death. Some people say there is no life after that. He says, tell me what is the truth. He is telling him the truth, that it is the Atma. He is telling realization, Nachiket has to realize it himself. And where is Nachiket going wrong? He has come to a very fine juncture. He says, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat kruta krutat, anyatra bhutat bhavyacha. What is that which is other than dharma, adharma, cause and effect, doing and undoing, past and future? Yat pashyati tadvada. Whatever you see, that is beyond all these opposites, because all this dharma is of the world. Cause and effect is of this world. The totality is the cause, individuality is the effect. Deep sleep is the cause, waking and dream is the effect. I don't want that cause and effect. What is beyond that? What is beyond doing and undoing? Because doing will always give a result. Undoing will not give any result. So I am not looking for result or no result. I want what is that which is independent of these dharma, cause, effect, karya karana, and doing and undoing. And fourth one, past and future. Don't tell me from your memory, and don't spin a yarn, an imaginary yarn to me. Don't don't imagine and tell me that it could be like this, it should be like this, it was like this past, it may be like this in the future. No, no, no. As you see it right here and now. But yes, Nachiket has realized this much, that it is beyond all duality, it is beyond all opposites. But he's still objectifying that reality, that life principle. He's still objectifying it. And this is where the caliber of the Acharya, here Dharmaraj is the Acharya, comes into play. How slowly, gently he communicates to Nachiket so that he stops objectifying the Atma, and we objectify it only by way of thought. And this obsession with objectifying, because that is how we have lived all our life. So for that these verses are going on. Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. It's subtler than the subtlest. So first only an idea is presented. Then it says he's the Atma of every living being. And that living being, from Brahmaji from macro to the micro, from the creator to the most minuscule atom. And where is this Atma? This Atma is situated in the heart of everything and every being. Wow. So now Nachiketa has to work out that in that creation, the total creation and the macro and the micro creation, this body, this mind, this intellect, these senses that he experiencing himself to be, they are also part of the creation. And that is the art. The student has to become inspired. He starts taking this equipment also part of creation, rather than saying, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect. He just takes it as a part of the creation, because his attention is on the Atma. What is that? It cannot be Atma of everything and being in the creation and not be of this body. It must be the source of this body also. It must be in the heart of this body also. It must be the heart of every cell also. It must be the heart of the mind and intellect also. This mind and intellect. That is left to the student to subjectivize. Because teacher cannot, even if he says that maturity, that availability, that only comes with faith and surrender. And he has been a good student, we told you before. Tam Atmanam Darshana Shravana Manana Vijnana Lingam Akratura Kamaha Drushta Drushta Bahya Vishayaha Aparata Buddhihi iti Artaha. Seeing, listening, contemplating, knowing, all these cannot function without the Atma. They are only the lingas of the. See? These four Shravana, Manana, Shravana, Manana, what is Darshana? Okay, Darshana is seeing, Shravana is listening, Manana is reflecting, and Vijnana is knowing. And in this way, these four, these are the means by which, according to Vedanta, there is nowhere it says doing is not included. Pathanam is not included, that you have to read. Every day you have to read. No, it hasn't said. Then what is given? Shravana. The technical language is Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana. I told you before. But here is saying Darshana, Shravana, Manana, Vijnana. These are Darshana again. Darshana is what? Sakshat Darshan. Darshan means you become available to yourself. Your eyes are available to the world. The inner eye is available to its own essential nature. That is the true darshana. When you become available to your own inner strength, you are having the darshan of your inner strength. When you have clarity, you are having darshan of your mental clarity. When you are convinced about something, you are having darshan of your convictions. This is darshana. Seeing not just in a normal parlance, no. So darshana, when we become aware, we start seeing ourselves, not the world, seeing ourselves. From extrovertism, introvertism. And don't stop intro at body. Oh, this is the body. Intro of the body is senses. Intro of the senses is mind. Inner than the senses is intellect or the I. Inner than the I is the life principle. Inner than that is the Atman. Think. So here he says, tam, that self, the means for whose realization are hearing, seeing, hearing, thinking, and meditation. Vigyan can also be meditation. And who is seeing all this? I am. Do you know that you are listening right now? Yes. Do you know that you are sitting on the body is sitting on the chair right now? Yes. Do you know that you are seeing the picture of the teacher in the computer? Yes. Do you see that? Do you know that there is a computer in front of you? Yes. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this one who knows all these things are going on? Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, reflecting, meditating. Who knows all this? Who knows? Every day the waker, dreamer, sleeper comes and goes. Who knows? It cannot be the waker, dreamer, or sleeper. It cannot be. The seer cannot know all hearing and feeling and touching and thinking. The hearer cannot be the seer and who is? All that is, and that Atman is, all these were the means to know the Atman, but this Atman can be known only by, here it says, Drashta Drishya Bahya Vishaya Uparata Buddhihi iti artaha. That a person who is akratuhu, desireless person. Desireless person, how? Drashta Drishya. The whole world. I am the seer, the world is the seen. I am the hearer, these words are the heard. I am the smeller, the various fragrances are smelt. I am the taster, the various tastes are tasted. I am the speaker of the words. I am the thinker of the thoughts. I know so many thoughts are coming and going. I know that every day waking, dream and deep sleep come and go. This fellow, this constant, this Atmic principle can be known only by akratu, a desireless person who does not will, who does not wish. Will and wish, again a desire. Only through only a desirelessness, through desirelessness, one who has refrained from all objects seen and unseen. So unseen, he has not seen it, but is imagining it. He brings about a detachment. त्यागे नैके अमृतत्वमानशुः न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागे नैके अमृतत्वमानशुः. Not by karma, not by progeny, not by name and fame, wealth, only by renunciation the immortality or the reality is gained. So here, what do we have desire for? Do we have, these are the three areas where all your desires can be categorized. Na karmana, the eshana, yes, the eshana is the three eshanas: putreshna, vitteshna, lokeshna. Putreshna, the desire to have children, progeny, someone should light my fire when I die, light the body, fire to the body, otherwise I'll go to hell. If you have this thought, you are already in hell anyway, because you have forgotten the self. Putreshna. Vitteshna, desire for wealth. That desire for wealth leads to greed, and a greedy person is never satisfied. You are already in hell. Lokeshna. If you have wealth, you build temples, this, that, and you do so much, give donations, you give charity, and still the world will speak bad about you. This desire to become famous, this desire to do good to the world so that my name will live till immortality. For that you go to Haridwar, you see all these big sets, baniyas, they pay 5,000, 10,000, 1 lakh rupees, and accordingly the size of marble is cut. Seth Chandumal, Seth Garbharanand, and their plates are made and they are put on the footpath or on the floor of the ashram, and everyone is trampling them. But many people are like that. You may give and forget. Nobody should come to know that who has given. But we are talking about desire. Putreshna, vitteshna, lokeshna. Be desireless. Putreshna will keep you locked in the world. Vitteshna will keep you locked in the world. Lokeshna will keep you locked in the world. So the opposite will be what of these? Have the desire to realize. But once that has happened, the world is not able to have a sway on you. The senses are controlled, and that will come next anyway. Then here he says that when we become detached from the world, then we have no desire for putreshna, vitteshna, lokeshna. This I am adding, it is not given in the word is just desirelessness. I just explained to you what desire is, how does it express. These are the three, under these three categories. all the desires of all the human beings can be categorized. This is the beauty of our scriptures. Then it says what? So here we saw tam atmanam darshana shravana manana vijnana lingam akratura kamo drashta drashta bahya vishayah aparata buddhi iti artah. And so he who has withdrawn his buddhi from all these external objects, and what are these objects? Drashta, seen or unseen. Drashta, adrushta. And the other word was uparata. Uparata means withdrawn, is not interested, not getting involved. What is not getting? Buddhi is not thinking about them. This is the meaning. Take this as the meaning. Yadacha evam tada mana adini karanani dhatavah sharirasya dharanat prasidanti tyesham dhatunam. Where are we? Dhatunam prasadat atmanah महिमानं कर्म निमित्त वृद्धिक्षय रहितं पश्यत्ययम् अहमस्मीति साक्षात् विजानाति. He says, because yada, when च एवं तदा मन आदीनि करणानि धातवः शरीरस्य धारणात् प्रसीदन्ति तेषाम. So here he says, because at that time the condition is such that all the mind, the indriyas, that is the senses, and the mind, but here they have made the separated mana adini karanani dhatava. Here dhatava is taken, dhatu prasadat bola na udhar. The verse says what? Where is the verse gone? The verse says Dhatu prasadan mahimanam atmanaha, last line. So here he says that dhatu word is for the senses, the mind, with which we take the world in. And each one of them is a representation of the elements of which the world is made up of. Space, air, fire, water, earth are the five senses, so that they can grasp, the ears can grasp the space. What is the quality of space? Sound. What is the quality of air? Skin. Skin's quality is to touch, feel. Fire is eyes, see, and so on. So these dhatu, here he says that all the mind and indriyas which are because they are holding the body. By the eyes we are seeing the form of the body. By ears we are hearing the sounds inside the body. By tongue we are tasting our own saliva. By what is the next one? By smell, everybody has a particular odor. You are saying like it. So through our own, and yes, don't forget, this is only the physical senses, but there is one more sense, the sixth sense, which is the mind. So this mind is using the five senses to establish the body. Think. See? When these senses have become calm and quiet, when these senses have become pacified, not through willpower, not through force, naturally. How do you bring about this naturally? Stop having desires for putreshna, lokeshna, vitteshna. Be detached to these. And if right now your phone call comes from your child, don't jump for it. Let it be. Don't get distracted from the lecture. Let it be a phone call of whoever is dear, or you don't get influenced by the name on the phone. No, but it is my daughter or it is my son who's calling. Here you are listening to Atma Prasad. You are listening to the self. And for that, for 10 minutes more, you are not able to give up your urge to not pick up your children's call. Such mindset is not conducive for self realization. If you are listening at this moment, be a student, be a seeker. Don't interpolate it with being a mother or being a father. A seeker's attention is only on the spirit. A student's attention is only on being a good student. A good student is the Nachiket. Very clear where he wants to go, what he wants to know. Not distracted by anything. Not even by that cup of tea next to you or that glass of water which you keep sipping to lubricate your system. Commitment चाहिए. Single pointed commitment. That comes only through faith. That comes only through reverence. That comes only through respect. Faith, respect, reverence to whom? To the scriptures, to the God, to the teacher. Here the teacher is Dharmaraj. Here the teacher is Lord Death. You're surrounded by death. Every moment. Don't take death as an event, take death as a principle. Every breath is dying, every thought is dying. Every moment you are dying. You can't see it, but it is happening. So all these, when we talk about being desireless to know, one has to be desireless to know the Atman, which is in the heart of every being. So here we are talking about ourselves. Desireless, and because at that time what happens here, he says, is yada cha evam tada mana adini karnani dhatavah sharirasya dharanat. So it is the mind and the senses which are maintaining the form of the body, that this body I am, etc. Gently in this contemplation, when our attention is on the Atma, these dhatu, here it says dhatu prasadat. See, these dhatus mean the senses and the mind, they have become calmed down. They have become agitation free. They have become, see, all your senses and your mind, when they go to sleep, they become cool and calm. They are not creating a disturbance. In sleep, you don't have arguments, you don't have debates, you don't have tutu meme, you don't have any fear, you are not even aware that you are alive or dead. You don't know whether you are the body, you don't care about what is happening to the world because you don't know, you are not available. So when you go to sleep, do you force yourself to sleep? If you force yourself to sleep, you will not be able to sleep. But so somewhere in that tonight also you can test it out, that it's an effortless glide into the sleep. The sleep absorbs you because you are thinking about it. Until when does the sleep not come? As long as the world, the waking, is still important to you in your mind and senses, till then sleep doesn't come. When you give zero importance to the world outside, what you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, imagine, and you are only focused on sleep, only one moment is required. It sucks you in. It sucks you in. Meaning what? The mind becomes unmanifest. There are no thoughts in the mind. There is no idea in the mind. There is no time in the mind. There is no object in the mind. Exactly the same thing happens when we contemplate on the Atman. Stop trying to uh, work out the Atman. Be ready to surrender. Have know that whatever we are talking about, that Atman is our true nature. Find out, look for it, be aware of it. It's not that you have forgotten it, it's there. The only thing is, in that life, that Atman, you are seeing him through the prism of the body. Then you come a bit inside, you see the Atman through the prism of the senses. Then you come a bit further inside, you see the Atman through the prism of the mind. So as you are going in, less distractions. As you go further, you see him through the prism of intellect. It is in the intellect where the I thought is. So you are saying, I am that, I am that, I am that. But still an objective approach. You have to cross that also. That requires integration. The integration of knowledge and devotion. Devotion part is faith, surrender. Knowledge, you are listening, not reading, listening. And when we practice devotion during the day, and in the evening we come to the lecture. If that works, go do it. But best is, while listening, have the faith, respect, reverence. Towards the goal, towards the means, because the goal is Atma and Atma is everything. Did your school teacher teach you that you are infinite? No. Did your parents teach you that you are infinite? No. Did your elders teach you that you are infinite? No. You are right now in front of Yamaraj. Invoke the Nachiketa inside you. Invoke the perfect student. Be the perfect student. So, if you be the perfect student like Nachiketa, by the end of the text, when Nachiketa realizes, you will also realize. So quickly, let's conclude this, another 2-3 minutes. So here he says that Dhatavaha, Dhatava is the organs, that is mind, senses, etc. And when they become composed, composed, because they, as long as they are not composed, as long as they are not calm, as long as they are not less agitated, till then they will not leave the body identification. See? So when we have less desires are always about something, for something which is other than. How can I have desire for myself? I am already me. I have desire for a good jacket, I have desire for clothes, I have desire for a new laptop or a new phone or a new house, or I have desire for getting married, or I have desire for children. Remember Putreshna, Lokeshna, Vitteshna? Those are desires. I have no desire. When there are no desires, then this body, the body, sense and mind, till now they were being utilized only for those three. Now when those three are absent, your mind will automatically become introverted. It will go back to its source. When you have exhausted yourself during the day, working hard, doing your duty, the sleep pulls you to the bed. And such a person who has lived the day fully with inspiration, he touches the bed and gone. No lag time. No lag time. So you live your day fully. The moment you come to this class, gone. Your personality vanish. Then what is left? The original. Either in the class or in meditation, and one moment and you are back to yourself. So here, so dhatu prasadad. So when the sense organs, the five senses and the mind, when they become calm, cool, collected, synchronized, integrated, and that is only possible when they are not running after the world. Running after the world is called desire. When there is desirelessness, there is uparati, there is withdrawal, there is renunciation. Only a renounced mind, just in a way to communicate, only a renounced mind can attain liberation, can be one with the self, can be one with the spirit. When there is no itch of desire for anything in this creation, including the desire to liberate, also has to be given up in the end. But first you give up the desire for Putreshna, Vitteshna, Lokeshna. And here what does he say? Prasidanti tyesham dhatunam prasadad atmanaha mahimanam karma nimitta vruddhi kshayarahitam pashyati ayam aham asmiti sakshat vijanati. So by the blessings of these senses, see, by the blessings of the senses, what is the blessings of the senses? What is the curse of the senses? Opposite of blessing is curse. What is the curse of the senses? The five senses, these are the Jnanendriya, and the mind is the Lord of these. So for five senses plus mind. So what is the curse of these senses? That they keep you busy in the world. They keep desiring something from the world. Sometimes the mind pops up a desire from deep inside. Sometimes the senses see something. Oh, where did you get that object from? Oh, where did you get that CD from? Tell me the shop, I'll also go and buy it from there. Or do you have one? I can download it from you. Where did you get that cloth? That cloth feels so divine, so smooth, so silky. Which shop did you get it from? Run, 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 run. So dhatu prasadat means that the blessings of these five senses, six senses, and that blessing is the serenity, the quietness, the withdrawal from objective pursuit of the senses and the mind. Now, that in technical terms, in yoga abhyas, it is called as the pratyahar. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar. Pratyahar, where the senses and the mind is comfortable where it is. It is not running out through the senses. Even if the senses are open, the world is available, but the mind is not running out of the world. It is not running out of the world. Uparata, it has withdrawn from the world completely. And therefore, and this way, so by the, so who is this? See, remember, you are the seeker. You are functioning through the equipment called mind and senses. Intellect is included in the mind here. This mind and senses are holding on to the body form and making you to run after the world. Now these six senses have withdrawn. The moment they withdraw, the moment they are not multi-pointed, the moment they quieten down, you become available to yourself. So the technique is every day, as many times as possible, if not at least morning and evening, give yourself that opportunity for the senses and the mind to quieten down. Do that through japa and then come to this contemplation. Some people do it by watching the breath, some people do it by japa. Some people just will take such thoughts and just sit with themselves. When the mind is naturally quiet, early in the morning, it is naturally quiet. Before going to sleep, it's already tired, so it's getting quiet. Don't go to sleep, that's all. Do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Slowly, slowly, the duration of sitting in bliss of yourself will slowly, slowly expand itself. You don't have to overdo anything. Just 1 minute, 2 minutes is enough. As the interest increases, as you are available to yourself more, because the senses and the mind are at peace, which is equal to dhatu prasadat. Their blessings are there. That's why we say we collect blessings from everywhere. From elders, from gods. Don't make any god angry. Get blessings from everyone, because all gods are in you only. The sun, the moon, the Ashwini Kumar, the Vishnu, the Indra, the Shiva. Goes on. So, as a result of this, the seeker is able to observe what was it showed? He is free from misery. He is able to see that when the senses are active, there is more misery because desires may be fulfilled, may not be fulfilled. There is excitement, there is palpitation of the heart, there is the frequency of the breath increases. All these are signs of having desires for the world, and depending upon the intensity. But as everything calms down, you see all these palpitations, fast breath, the outward running of the senses and the mind, all that comes to a rest. And this way the, he's able to ascertain that the mind and the senses are fluctuating. They fluctuate out into the world and then they become calm. And when they become calm, he becomes available to himself, that I am the observer of this flux of the senses and the mind. See, this is not possible. It is possible now also, provided we have done the work before. Sorry, I'll just conclude it. It's already time. And in this way, uh, the here the word Atmana is, yes, of the self. And what is this self which is not subject to growth, decay, and as the involvement in the world? You get involved, you cannot you maintain your involvement in the world for some time. You cannot maintain the involvement in the world for ever and ever and ever. Eventually it concludes. Every night it concludes when you go to sleep. So it's only temporary involvement. This lecture is also, I'm pushing it, like already extra 5-7 minutes. But you have to conclude. But Atma does not conclude, it is continuous. It is watching that which is temporary, but itself is that which is watching the temporary aspect of the mind and the senses, and through them the world, through them the efforts, everything comes to an end. Atma does not come to an end. Atma is continuous, and he becomes available to this and comes to realize that I am the self. I am not the changing one. I am not the fluctuating one. Those are what is changing and fluctuating is the senses. I am the constant one. And coming to this, he becomes Vita Shokaha. He becomes free from all miseries. We'll look at this a little bit, the last part, free from all miseries, in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.
Hari Om.